hours ago,
Thank you for having me.
Just a few hours ago, you worked at a company called Facebook. Now it is Meta. You are even changing the stock ticker, and even Google didn't do that. Given that the vast majority of the company today doesn't work on the metaverse at all, why take this risk?
Well, first, we don't see it as a risk, and we're just coming off a company all hands, and the excitement at the company is very real. And Meta really captures where our company's going and also the future that we want to build. But our mission hasn't changed. Meta's focus is all around building the metaverse, but continuing to let people connect, to find communities, to grow businesses in the way that they have with the Facebook family of apps over the almost 20 years that we've been going. And it really reflects and also solves for confusion that I think there has been out there caused by our company name sharing the same name as our biggest app. And as I said, Facebook started as a single app, and now we're a whole family of apps and services with Instagram and WhatsApp and so many others. And Meta actually brings together all of these apps, all of these technologies under one brand new company brand.
Give us some color on what the Horizon marketplace looks like. Is it going to work like an app store? Will there be a subscription model? How will people make money in this new world?
Oh, lots of questions there. So first up with Horizon, well, that's the social platform that we're going to be building for people to create and interact in the metaverse. So with Horizon Worlds, well, that's where you can build worlds and you can jump into them with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues, and to discover new places that you might want to go and meet together in or play games in, or get to know different members of your community with different avatars that you might have. And Horizon Home is really our early vision for the home space in the metaverse. And Horizon Workrooms, which is already up and running, is there for collaboration. And I was just in a meeting last week, and that feeling that when you're sat around a virtual table, and especially in this world today where we're all working in a much more hybrid way, it's very different just from having a one-on-one straight into the screen like you and I are doing now. You actually feel like you're sat around the table. You do turn left, you do turn right, depending on where the audio is coming from. So it's a very different experience. It's an enhanced, if you like, social experience.
But what if the metaverse and AR and VR don't make the world more social at all, make us more disconnected, more antisocial, and replicates so many of the criticisms that face Facebook today?
Well, that's not the case from the experiences that I've already been enjoying and already having when I've been into VR, when I'm playing games, or actually when I'm meeting and hanging out with people. So I've been to the moon. That's not probably the first person that you've had on here saying I've been to the moon with my colleagues, and we took with our avatars virtual selfies against the backdrops of the sun and backdrops of Earth. But I think also at the heart of your question also is making sure that we're addressing and building responsibly for the metaverse. And I think there's a couple of things here that are really important to point out. One is that no one company alone is going to be building the metaverse. Many different companies, many different developers, businesses are going to be building together. But what I do think that is important is that we're building in the principles of safety and security right in from the start. And that if we have these principles right as a society, then we're going to be so much better at tackling the new challenges that inevitably come along with new technologies as and when they arise.
The Facebook files, Nicola, have revealed some of the ills of social media that Facebook knew internally, but from the public's perspective, it appears you did not act on. That Instagram was toxic to teens, that less than 5% of hateful content was taken down. Is Facebook taking a longer look in the mirror right now, or running away? Or are you committing to double down and take some accountability for these issues?
What we're seeing right now is a coordinated effort to selectively use leaked documents to paint a false picture of our company. And it really doesn't in any way reflect the company that I know and that I'm passionate about and that I love working about. And I'm actually really proud of our record navigating these complicated trade-offs involved in operating in a services of scale. And I would say, look at the actions that we've taken, look at the considerable investments that we've made. If I just take this year, we're on track to spend more than $5 billion on safety and security. And I think that's more than any other tech company, even if you adjust for scale. And the fact that we now have 40,000 people that are working on safety, that are working on security for the company, I think shows that we're not running away, that we absolutely understand the responsibilities that we have. And against the different areas that you could look at, you can see that the progress that we're making across all these different areas.
But you're 40,000 people serving 3 billion users. So there's this question, is Facebook just too big to govern? There may be so many smart and well-intentioned and capable people who work there, but can you moderate every political, moral, and religious issue in every single country and every language around the world? Or is that just impossible for any one company to do?
So one of the things that we've set out to do is actually set out and be very open and transparent about the work that we're doing in this area. And so that's why we now publish 4 times a year the Community Standards Enforcement Report. And we're even opening our books up to EY as an independent auditor to be able to validate and look at our results. Now, I think this is some of the most comprehensive, most sophisticated work that is going on anywhere around the world. And I'm really proud of that work. And, but to your question, we're not satisfied if there's anything on our platform that could in any way, cause harm to somebody. And so we're committed to continuing to get it down off our platform. We might not be able to get everything down, but we absolutely are committed to do everything we can to make those numbers as small as possible.
Meantime, Facebook's core ad business remains the engine of growth for now. We've seen Facebook and Twitter and Snap take a hit as a result of the Apple ad tracking technology changes. Apple's reporting its earnings results today. They actually missed estimates for fourth quarter revenue. But I'm curious if you have any words for Apple right now, as somebody who is so influential in Facebook, or I should say Meta's ad business.
No, we've been warning for a long time about Apple's iOS 14 policy and the fact that really it's been benefiting their own bottom line at the expense of small businesses and at the expense of creators. And I think we're seeing that play out now, especially with small businesses where, they have really small budgets. And for these small budgets to work, they've got to be able to reach the customers that matter to them. And especially over the last year, we've seen how vital it was for small businesses to be able to, if they weren't able to open their shops, to be able to reach out and find the customers that matter to them. And at its heart, we do believe that privacy and advertising can coexist, but without the collateral damage caused by Apple.
There have been questions about Mark Zuckerberg's continuing role at the company, and I'm curious if there's any indication he might step back as CEO, move into a solely chairman role like we saw Larry and Sergey do at Google. And similarly for Sheryl, will she take on a different role or take a step back if the ad business is less important than the metaverse?
Nobody is saying that the ad business is less important at Facebook. It is an important part of how we do business. And I wish you could have seen the all hands that we just came off that both Mark and Sheryl were on, and the excitement that was emanating from not just Mark and Sheryl, but all of our leaders at the company, sharing the vision, exploring it, having fun with all of our employees, and really toasting towards this next vision for the company over the decades ahead.
So as somebody who is so critical in running the global ad business, I'm curious, what is the ad opportunity that you see in the metaverse? How effective do you think ad targeting will be there? And tell us a little bit more about your own experience and what you think advertisers will get out of this.
So I think there's going to be a lot of exciting opportunity for advertisers, but I think first and foremost, there'll be a lot that just happens in the metaverse for free, as there is in the internet today. But there will be advertising opportunities. But the way that we build all of our products, first and foremost, is that we start with people. We start with people and we make sure that, and understand how people are using and enjoying our products, and then we go from there. I think there's going to be opportunities for creators, and we're going to make sure that we're building the tools that both creators and developers need in order to help them be successful in the metaverse as well. So I think there's a lot to be excited about. And we're already seeing businesses, starting to explore what it's like to actually experiment with augmented reality. So I think about the fact that you can go on Instagram today and you can try on virtually a pair of Ray-Ban glasses in the Ray-Ban shop, or Charlotte Tilbury, right, where you can try makeup on and lipstick. So we're already seeing brands start to have fun with it.
Now, Nicola, you're having lots of conversations with advertisers every day, and I have to ask you, are they concerned about the social media onslaught? Are they concerned about the claims and revelations of the whistleblower Frances Haugen? Because the critics wonder how any advertiser right now can justify advertising on Facebook's platforms.
Yeah, so I'm having what I would say is very thoughtful and considered conversations with advertisers. And what they're acknowledging and what they're seeing is the thoughtfulness of the approach, the investments that we're making, and the considerable progress that we have been making over the years. They recognize how the conversation has been taken out of context. They recognize why it's right for a company to do research about its own products, to understand how to constantly improve them. And they understand that, and they think that's an important part. And they also see our commitment to the work that we do with organizations like GARM and on the MRC as well. And that's work that we stand by and is really important to us.